3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 999. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and would like to help support it, you can do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to stick around and subscribe, welcome, and thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So I said this in a recent reading, and I feel called to say it again. If you feel called to, I encourage you to watch mystery reading number 333. The number 3 in particular could be very significant for you at this time. You could even feel called to watch mystery reading 666. It does feel like the number making itself known to me or standing out to me is 369. Or the numbers, rather. But maybe even a mystery reading at 369 could be significant for you too. But like I said, only if you feel called to do I encourage you to watch any of those readings. Getting into interpreting the number 999. This number is why I mentioned all of those other readings, if it's not obvious by now. But for me, the number 9 is about purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. And since there are 3 9s, other than after I add up all of these 9s, that's a pretty strong message or energy for this reading. This reading is meant for people who already feel and follow a sense of purpose, or they feel called to find one and to have a deeper understanding of their own experiences and just from life as a whole. This is for people who feel very connected spiritually to their faith. I personally am a very strong believer that collectively we are all being guided to the same place in the same direction. I feel, especially from our ancestors, that we are being guided to create stability emotionally, mentally, spiritually within us, and physically and materially outside of us. I feel that we are spiritually on the path to peace and abundance. A world where there's more collaboration and support rather than competition and greed. And, for us to really get there, we all have to play our own part. We all have to contribute to this movement in our own way. If we want a collective that is more stable and secure, we ourselves, on an individual level, first need to seek out stability and security. Even if you don't feel called to make a super significant difference, like on a lot of people, or you don't feel called to lead, or anything like that, simply taking care of yourself in the way that you deserve is enough. Someone here may really need to hear everything that you're doing right now is enough to play your part and to have a positive impact. And whether your impact feels small or very large, it doesn't matter, because all of it matters. Every bit of contribution matters because it adds up. It really does. Whatever you feel called to let go or walk away from, to take care of yourself in the way that you deserve. This is confirmation that you're doing the right thing, because the right thing to do is to honor what you deserve, at least in my opinion. You know, of course there's people out there who will disagree, but spiritually, that's my opinion. Adding up these 3 9s, 9 plus 9 is 18, and 18 plus 9 is 27, and 2 plus 7 is 9. Surprise, surprise. I should have known. Just because if you've been around, you know I've been picking up a pattern with the 990s, but it's just confirmation of everything I've already said. Trust this sense of purpose, or seek it out, and let go of anyone and everything that needs to be released to honor this sense of purpose and deeper meaning in your life and in the world and the universe as a whole. I'm going to move into the cards portion of this reading now. I feel like this is going to get interesting. I hope, because I personally really resonate with the messages of the number 9, purpose, and helping the world release what no longer works. My life has really been a result or a product of these kinds of messages. So let's go ahead and draw out a couple of cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. For some reason, I did want to say the Prisma Visions Tarot. Sometimes I wonder if whenever I feel like saying those, am I supposed to use those ones instead? You know what? Let's go ahead and switch. Let's get these cards. This right here is what the Prisma Visions Tarot looks like. I think from here on out, when that happens, I'll probably switch cards. But the first card that we have that fell on the floor is the 8 of Wands. First, I want to talk about the number 8. Trying to figure out how I want to have that. But the number 8 is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. The reading before this one, 998, may be significant for you if you really resonate with trusting that these losses, these sacrifices, will pay off. I feel like I almost want to say as well that they will make sense. Maybe you do feel called to let go or release certain people or things, but you're not entirely sure why, but you still trust it. This card also has the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, if you are interested in zodiac signs. If you're interested in planets and the element symbols, there's a planet right there, and element, the one that's not in the middle. The 8 of Wands is a fast-moving energy. It can also be about communication. This is really confirmation of your hard work and your patience and your commitment really paying off. I feel like once you get to a certain point, things will really start to speed up for you. Yeah, maybe you've been working so hard for so long and feels like things are just moving so slow, but I feel like this reading is here to let you know that eventually, sooner or later, things will pick up. Speed will pick up. And things will get better. Let's go ahead and draw out this next card now. I have the Chariot in reverse with the throat chakra, the planet of the moon, the zodiac sign Cancer, and I'm not sure what element that is, so if you want to look it up, go right on ahead if you feel called. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to fix this. Okay. I know those are uneven, but the Chariot does have the number 7 on it, which is about wisdom and expanding your awareness and your consciousness and finding deeper meaning. The lessons that you're learning are so valuable. Even if it seems like they're not really doing much for you now, in the long run, you will definitely see how they will pay off these lessons. With the throat chakra, perhaps you really have been resonating with the idea of using your voice and being more authentic, and this is confirmation of that, or this is guidance for you to learn how to use your voice and to be more honest about who you are, what you need, and what you really, truly want out of life. The Chariot card in general is about you being in the driver's seat of your life rather than your mind. And when it's in reverse, this is acknowledging when your mind, your fears, these negative and heavy thoughts and feelings and beliefs are in control rather than you. In reverse, it reminds me of being a slave to your own mind, your own feelings, your own belief system. And I feel like this is confirmation to focus on what there is to release or change internally. What new perspectives do you need to have? What mindset do you need to embrace? What feelings do you need to address? And what beliefs are limiting you? What fear is limiting you? I do feel like in general, on a collective level, we are being called to release fears that are trying to limit us rather than actually protect us. Maybe at one point you did feel like it was dangerous, or you felt unsafe to be honest, to be authentic. But it doesn't have to be that way anymore. And I just saw the number 321 on the timer, which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. It doesn't have to be that way anymore for a reason. It's because you are in control. You don't have to be a slave to your own pain, to your own unresolved trauma, to your past. The past doesn't define the future. The present does. What you do now. You and what you do now are what define the future. So, this could be an important message for you to have more self-control, to practice more self-accountability, to really just hold yourself to a higher standard of how you treat yourself and speak to yourself and what you expect of yourself. Not in a way that is that makes you feel worse, but in a way that makes you feel like you're actually getting what you deserve out of life and from yourself, like I've been saying. I think that things will only speed up and get better and take a more positive turn whenever you acknowledge and accept how much control you actually do have over your own mind and ultimately your reality. I feel like this is a good time to give the message that I do every now and then. Maybe it's a reminder for you, but the reason why your mind controls your reality, at least with what I believe, is because your mind, your thoughts, influence your feelings and how you feel, and these thoughts and these feelings influence your belief system. And all three of these things, your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs, influence your decisions. And your decisions influence your reality. The route to getting more control over yourself and your life is recognizing, or the root is within you, within your own thoughts and feelings and beliefs. And you are in complete and total control over your own perspectives. Not always over your own feelings, but you are in control about how you move forward from them and you transmute them. You're also in control over what you believe about yourself, about other people, and just about the world and life in general. You could definitely have a lot of untapped potential because you are ignoring the power that you have over yourself and ultimately what's possible for you. I'm going to start finishing up this reading by drawing out a couple of cards from this box here, starting with, okay. So on one side we have a pyramid with 90 degrees, which is the number 9. Maybe there's something mystical or significant about math or mathematics for you. Maybe there's a significant mathematician, like a historical figure. This pyramid really, it feels like it's encouraging you to follow the mystery, the lore of spirituality. But also use your judgment. Be curious, but use your judgment. I'm thinking about something that Theo Vaughn said about Candace Owens, where he's like, I think he said something along the lines of, I don't like the rabbit holes that she goes down, but I like that she digs in the garden. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. It's almost like dig in the garden, but you know, when it comes to what rabbit hole you want to go down, that's totally up to you and what you feel called to. On the other side, interesting. We have song lyrics by the song from the song Upper Jugs by Highly Suspect. It has the number 19 on it. 1 + 9 is 10. The number 10 was in the previous reading. The number is about the presence of your spirit guides, confirming to you that they are here, and they are present to support you and communicate with you. It's also about trusting yourself, because 1 + 0 is 1, and that's what the number 1 is about for me. Trusting yourself. These song lyrics say you should know that these chemicals are taking full control. I use them because I'm sick of being here. It's not enough. This perfectly reflects the feelings that come with being a slave to your own mind. Let's go ahead and get the next card. We have nah. This is about saying no. Like this, what's going on in this card, this energy, this perspective, these feelings, these words, this ain't it. That's kind of the feeling right there. When it comes to chemicals, that could be interpreted in very different ways. It could be literally drugs, or the chemicals in your food. I feel like this is a general, be mindful of what you consume and what you become attached to. There are specific foods that don't make you feel well, but you can't stop eating. Maybe there's an addiction here that needs to be released or worked through. Oh, okay, so I want to say that whenever you feel the urge to reach for something that isn't healthy for you, no matter what it is, that's the perfect opportunity to remind you to redirect your focus. It's a good reminder to redirect your focus on what you can do to release this yearning or this unhealthy attachment, whatever it is, whether it's a person or something else, I feel like there needs to be a shift in focus. When you have this craving or this urge to self-destruct, why not replace it with the urge to self-love? It's okay to distract yourself sometimes. Just make sure that these distractions are healthy. I'm just really, really resonating here with the idea of replacing this urge or these cravings, or like seeing them as a reminder to look deeper within yourself, to find better solutions, better coping mechanisms, a better mindset or a way of looking at things, or a better way of believing. Every time you feel this urge to self-destruct, that's a signal to do something about it, the urge. And I just saw the number 111, which, like I already said, is about trusting yourself. You are totally 100% capable of navigating your own mind, your own heart, and your own soul. All you have to do is just take ownership of it, or of them.